I've found something. I mean, are you gonna see a nicer play to kick ball? I don't think so. But as I said, the challenge will not be complete unless I kick a ball on the pitch. So let's go and try and find a ball, shall we? Playing football is becoming far too expensive for kids and big kids alike. Less goals in parks and more play-to-play Astro pitches means it becomes a little bit difficult. So I'm going as far as leaving the country to find a place to play overseas. Whilst I was in the south, there were 3 pitches that I wanted to play on. Whether they all existed was a mystery to me, and whether I could see them all was dependent on being in the right place at the right time, and the weather, as it was rainy season after all. After a 24-hour flight, we landed in Phuket. We were staying in the traveller's paradise of Patong, which is an absolute nutty area. If I could describe it, it was as if someone had got a 17-year-old Mancunian lad to describe the Magaluf Strip from memory. It was absolute chaos. Look what I found. So aside from the ladyboys trying to drag me into the back of their studios, and little blokes trying to sell me Gucky belts and Abibas sliders, I'll tell you I was on a mission to find that pitch. And here it was. The Patong Old University pitch, or so the salesman across the street tried to tell me it was. Supposedly it did still hold regular matches. It gave me American soccer high school kind of vibes. It felt like Rochdale away. Aside from the crackheads who lived in the stands on the side, it was beautiful to look at with the mountains in the background. But I knew I wasn't welcome, so I swiftly got out of there when I started hearing some grunting and groaning from the stands. One thing I must admit, I did love seeing the retro jerseys that the locals were wearing. Like, look at this fella in the Liverpool top. This is probably the most generic Liverpool fan you can find.
There's Spurs, City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. Okay, so the big 6. There's a big United table right there. Oh, it's like OG United with OG Liverpool. That's quite sick, to be fair. Is there anything else on the other side?
No, just OG Liverpool and United.
Convinced the big 6 are the main clubs you see out here, to be honest. After lapping up some local Chang beers, we were off island hopping. One of the most beautiful places on earth, the PP Islands. But surely I thought one of the smallest and most idyllic islands in the world doesn't have a football pitch on it, does it?
Okay, I've found something. Let's go and see if it's playable. Football pitch. Look at that in all its glory. Mental. Cool pitch as well. I mean, are you gonna see a nicer play to kick ball? I don't think so. That is crazy. The mission is though, I've got to find a ball to play with on the pitch. So I don't know whether a shop will supply it, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to see if there's an actual ball on the pitch, so let me update you. Sorry, mate. Nothing in the shop. Let's try the little retail shop. We're going to have to walk into town to find a ball because no such luck, but I mean, it's not so bad, is it? A ball. I mean, come on, is this not one of the most beautiful settings you've ever seen in your life? Despite being pretty unfit and out of the game for the last month drinking lots of beers, I did put a shift in before a local came over who I thought was about to kick me off the pitch, but no one's that mean around here. He actually told me that there was a local team that played here every day at 5 PM and trained. I couldn't believe how amazing these training facilities were. I mean, beats Power League in Sunbury. So, yeah, I've only been kicking the ball around for like 2 minutes. Look at me. absolutely dripping. But I mean, look at that for a view. Let's find another place. It's just absolutely unreal to find out even a little island like this has a football team on it in the middle of nowhere. I'm not joking here, the PP Islands were probably the nicest place I've ever been to in my life. Some of the views were incredible and the camera really just didn't do it justice. But the mission continued. We hopped on a long tail boat and we were exploring some of the little islands that surrounded the PP Islands, and oh my god, these were some of the best views you'll ever see. Can someone explain to me why I've got 5G out here and can't get 5G on a train to Cornwall? Can someone explain? But I was still on that mission to find the floating village and thus the floating football pitch that lived amongst the James Bond Islands. But unfortunately, on our journey around the islands, the weather took a turn for the worst, and the driver basically told us it wouldn't be possible because it'd be way too dangerous going up that far. So unfortunately, we had to miss that one, but we were still up for more. We've arrived in Krabi, or Ao Nang to be precise, and I mean, I wasn't really sure at first where I wanted to film, but I saw this and I thought, surely we've got to kick a bit of ball in here. So cool. Just look how sick that is. Beautiful. And the cockles as well. Now that is where you want to play some football. I don't think the camera really does it justice, how just mental this is. Like, I used to play football on street corners, and these kids are playing football in palm trees. Just another ball game, literally. Just amazing how you can just be in the middle of nowhere and kids still love kicking balls around. It was time to get ourselves up north, which sucked because being by a beach for the past 3 weeks was unbelievable. But the north awaited us. Big Bangkok. I mean, I wasn't too excited about going to this place, but it has to be done. When in Thailand, eh? I'd heard amongst the hustle and bustle of the buildings, there was a yearning to kick ball. A Thai real estate developer built these 4 misshaped pitches in Klong Toi, an extremely densely populated area in the capital, where they squished together apartments and left little space for parks and play areas, and so these crooked football pitches were born. I love the idea of creating the space to play by any means necessary, especially in the poorer communities in a place where they're running out of space, literally. But despite heading up north purely to try and find some of these things in Bangkok, I was given an option at that point. Did I want to play on these pitches, or did I want to do this? Well, I've had weirder Fridays, but that ass. Obviously, we chose to visit the elephant sanctuary and miss a day in Bangkok. It was a no-brainer, really. The sanctuary was supposed to be one of the most ethical in the whole of North Thailand, but it did feel a little weird when we were bathing the animals, so I don't know. Like, personally, it was really nice and a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and this concluded our month in Thailand. And what a crazy month it was. The most idyllic place I've ever been to. Full of vibrant life, and people enjoying themselves where and when they can. Big clubs only. Arsenal, Chelsea, United, City, Liverpool, basically Tottenham. We've got 4G here. And in terms of football, despite the lack of opportunity, they really do get to have fun on some of the most beautiful pitches I have ever seen in my life. If you haven't been already, I definitely recommend. It was an amazing trip.